Hello my lovelies, so today we are going to start on a pattern. Yay, we're going to be doing granny squares. Quickest ever way to make a blanket or a throw is with a granny square, which is this. Isn't that pretty? Now what I've done is, like we've done with the others, we've just been doing a sample, okay, but I'm going to show you how to put a nice pretty little edge on it as well, in case you want to carry on and make another one and stitch them all together, okay, to make a nice pattern. Or you don't have to put this edge on, you just carry on with your granny square pattern and make it as big or as small as you want, okay. So let's get started. We have, as usual, our wool, 2 types this time, my bigger sized hook so that you can see the stitches, and of course the clippers, the obligatory cup of tea made by the lovely Alana May. Thank you, Alana.
You're welcome.
There you go. So we're going to start off by making our little slip knot, which by now you should be experts in. Catch it, wrap it around, underneath, and there you go. Okay. Oh dear me, I am all thumbs today. Thought yesterday was bad. Good Lord. Anyway, so now we're going to make a chain. Now we don't need a massive chain on this. We just need to chain 4. Okay.
I thought it was 10.
No, we're doing a granny square. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So you should all be familiar with that. Now what we're going to do now, because we're going to make a circle, is we're going to go back on ourselves and go into that first little stitch. Okay, so we're going to make a little circle. So into there, just like that, and do a slip stitch, which I showed you before. So it's just through that one, and then through there, and we've got a little slip stitch, and now we've got a circle. Okay, and that is the middle there. Okay, there you go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 4, not 10, Alana May, but 4. We're doing a granny square. 1, 2, 3, oopsies, and 4. Okay, now that is going to class as our first double crochet. Okay, now what we're going to do is going to do little clusters of 3. Okay, but that one we're going to ignore for a second because that's going to come into its own in a bit. Okay, so double crochet, so wrap it around through your little hole. Okay, now I like to catch this bit of wool in there, it just makes it a bit tidier for later. Okay, we're going to go through it, catch your wool and come back again and catch it. We're going to go through 2, catch it and go through 2 again. Okay, so that's number 1 of our little cluster of 3. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more double crochets. Okay, so catch through the middle, catch your wool again. No, Lana, leave that alone, you mother.
It fell.
It wouldn't have fell if you hadn't touched it anyway. Right, there's 2, and there's 3. Now, because this is a square, we have to make corners. Okay, so to make a corner, what some crocheters do is they'll chain 2, but I think it looks a little bit too baggy, and the holes end up too big. Okay, so I just chain 1 in a corner. So it's chain 1. Okay, then we're going to do another little cluster of 3. So you double crochet, so in through the middle. Like I said, I like to catch that little tail in to keep it tidy. Okay, so there's 1. I'm going to do that twice more now. There's 2. And 3. Okay. And then this is going to be another corner, so it's a chain 1. Okay, so just chain 1. Now yet another cluster of 3. Okay, so that's 1, 2. You can hear the radio playing in the background. And here's 3.
Why didn't we turn it off?
Okay, so now we have, you see, there's 1 cluster of 3, 2 and 3. Now it's another corner, so chain 1. Now then, this one we're just going to do a cluster of 2. Okay, that'll come relevant why in a minute. So there's 1, dear me, what is that? I've got a bit of fluff stuck in my wool. Good Lord. Okay, and through again. Now that's your cluster of 2. Okay, now do you remember at the beginning we did chain 4? Okay, well this here we're going to count up 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go through the top of that one with a little slip stitch. Okay, because that one was our first double crochet and our corner all in one. Okay, so there you go. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little clusters of 3. Okay, you with me so far? Fantastic. I've been waiting to do this with you all since I started, honestly. Now to make this corner really nice and tidy, we're just going to do a little slip stitch into this corner piece here. Okay, so we're going to go in. Everybody that crochets does theirs differently. I like to do it like this because it makes it look a little bit tidier. Okay, so now we're going to chain 4 again. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4, because don't forget that is our double crochet and our chain 1 for the corner. Okay, now we're going to do 3 double crochets. So catch it, go in, catch, pull it through. Okay, so that's 1, there's 2, and here comes 3. Okay, now this is where I do it different again. Okay, because I don't like the gaps between each little cluster to be too big, especially if the blanket that you're making is for a baby or a little one, because the fingers and toes can get stuck through the holes. So most crocheters will chain 1 between these. I don't chain anything. Okay, I just jump straight into that corner, just there, with a triple crochet, a double crochet. I don't know what's wrong with my triple crochets today. I'm getting ahead of myself. Right, so we're gonna wrap it around and we're gonna put 3 little double crochets in there. So we've got a little cluster of 3 again. Okay, there's your 1, 2, and 3. See, don't forget as well, I'm using a bigger sized hook to show you the stitches. Okay, so when you're using the right size for whatever design you're doing, it's all going to be much tighter. Okay, so this is going to be our corner, so we're going to chain 1. Okay, we're going to do another cluster of 3 into that same little hole for the corner. There's 1. Let's get some more wool out here. So that's 1, 2, and 1 more, 3. Okay, that's our corner one done there. Can you see that now? We've got a nice little corner. So we've got 6 double crochets with a little chain one between them. Okay, we're going to jump into this other corner with a little cluster of 3 double crochets. So we're going to wrap it around, catch it. So we're going to do 3. Okay, so there's 1 and there's 2 and there's 3, and now we do our chain 1 for the corner. Okay, oh, look at that, look at that, my wall split. There you go. Away with your bother. Chain 1 for the corner. Okay, now we do another cluster of 3. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so there you go. So now we've got 2 corners. Looks like a flower in the middle once we've done these 2. You'll see, it's really, really pretty. Jump straight over with a double crochet into that corner, cluster of 3, 1, 2, 3, chain 1 for the corner. Okay, now another 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're into our last corner, but because we've already done our chain up and our 4 there, okay, we're just going to jump straight across. Okay, thank you, Laname.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now we're going to jump over into this corner now with just 2 double crochets. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. Okay, now just pull that out because I caught it a little bit as I disappeared off the camera. Oh dear me. So I'm getting pins and needles in my toes then. Right, now this little chain here, we're going to count up 3. 1, 2, 3, and do a little slip stitch to join it all on. There you go. Okay, now look at that. Isn't that sweet? See what I mean? It looks like a little flower in the corner, or a cross. Look. So there's 1 little cluster of 3, 2, 3, 4. We've jumped up. We've done 2 clusters of 3, the chain 1 in the middle. We've jumped straight over into the next corner. Done 2 double crochets with the 1 in the corner, and the same over here. Okay, so now we're back into this corner. So just like before, we're going to go into this hole. Okay, see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go into this corner hole with a little slip stitch. Just tidies up those corners a little bit, I think. Okay, now we're going to chain up 4 again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now don't forget that one counts for this 3 in the corner. All right, so now we're going to chain none at all because it's already there. So we're going to do 3 double crochet 3 crochet cluster. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and 1 more makes you 3 for that corner. Okay, well, one of the 3s anyway. Now here, do you see this little hole? this little space there between these two clusters. We're going to jump into that one now. Okay, so basically we're just adding clusters. Okay, a bit like a pyramid in reverse. Okay, don't chain, straight in with a double crochet. I'm going to do 3. Okay, it says 1, 2, 3. Okay, see, so we've added a cluster now. So instead of just having the 2, we've now got 3. So now straight into that corner, a little cluster of 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3, corner, chain 1. Okay, and go in with another little cluster of 3, 1, 2 and 3. I hope you've all been enjoying this, you know. It's really good. You feel so accomplished when you start something and then it's huge at the end. You think, oh my God, I've done that. 1, 2, 3. Like I said, with the granny square, this little pattern, you can see already how quickly it's coming together. So how fast you can make a blanket or a throw, or a pram blanket or cot blanket, you will be surprised. Straight into that corner with a little cluster of 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. We chain 1 for the corner. Okay, and then chain, what am I on about? Then do your little cluster of 3. Okay, 2 and 3. Okay, now we're going to jump into that little gap there. So there's 1, 2 and 3. Okay, into the last corner that's on its own. 1, 2 and 3. I'm doing this really loose as well, so you can see all the little stitches. Okay, cluster of 3. This is our last cluster of 3. 1, 2. Oh, it's not our last cluster of 3. It's our last cluster of 3 in the corner. Good Lord. Now straight into that little gap. Okay. 1, 2 and 3. Yeah, I'm liking to do my videos a little bit more personal, a bit more friendly, not as clinical. We will start off with a chain and then we will chain up 4 and do this. And no, have fun. Crochet is supposed to be fun. Straight into the corner. Okay. Now this is just 2 because we've already done our first double crochet and our chain 1 for the corner. Okay, so you want your 3, 1, 2, 3 into there, little slip stitch, and there you go. Okay, now what you can do is you can, let's get that out of the way for a second, you can carry on with this little pattern and you can make it as big as you want, so it's always for myself personally, slip stitch into that little corner, up 4, 3, into your next space. So you can just carry on doing that. Just carry on, like I said, make it as big or as small as we want. Entirely up to you, it's your choice. It is your little hobby, your little project. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off. Oh, what has she done? Well, I'm going to show you, okay? Because in this little tutorial, as well as showing you a little design, I'm going to show you how to join on your wool. Well, reattach, as they say. So I'm going to just tie that off, okay? Cut it a little bit shorter, about there. Okay, and we've already sewn that into the back. So there you go, and that's not going to go anywhere. In fact, we can even cut it a bit smaller if you want. Look, how's that? Get those little bits of rubbish out of the way. Okay, now to reattach and use a different colour, there's lots and lots of different ways. Okay, you can make a slip knot and pull it through and do it that way, or you can tie a knot like this and get this new colour. A bit strange using a different colour now with you all. Okay, so you can go through, pull it, okay, and you can tie a knot and go up. Go through, sorry about that folks, and tie a knot and go up that way. Me, I don't like knots in crochet. I think they look a little bit untidy. So what I do, not this one with the tail on, okay, you want this one here, because we're going to put that in to our stitches as we're going along, just to tidy it up, just like we did at the beginning, so you can't see it, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this corner like this. I'm going to catch, okay, I'm just going to pull it through. Okay, I'm going to keep my finger on the back there. So I'm just going to keep my finger on that so it doesn't pull back through. I'm just going to do a little like that. 1, 2. Okay. Now, if you've followed me before and you watched my very first tutorial, we did a single crochet. Well, all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to single crochet all the way around, just to give it a little pretty border. Okay, you can actually buy special boards for keeping your crochet squares. They've got little nails in, just to keep everything square. You just have to pull it. Why go to the expense? You just give it a little bit of a tug. Okay, there you go. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to single crochet all the way around, give it a pretty little border. Okay, move that out of the way for a second. Okay, get hold of that and pull it a little bit tighter. Okay, now then, corner as always, we have to do an extra. So there you go. So that's where we've joined it, so that does not count. 1, 2. Okay, single crochet. Okay, there you go, single crochet. That is going to be for this line here, and the corner is going to be for this one. So there's 1, 2, and I'm sewing this little tail in as we're going along. Okay, now on the top of these little columns, okay, let's pull that through a little second so I can show you. On the top of these little columns, you can see those V's, which are your stitches. Yeah, now we're going to do our single crochet just like we did our little samples into the top of these. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Keep that nice and flat. Into your little V, just there, and keep that tail in. Single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to do it into the top of each of these until we get to the end. For our corner, I'll show you. So it's single crochet. Okay, you see why I'm keeping my stitches nice and loose for you, so that you can see where everything has to go. So mine looks really baggy, but it is intentional. It is intentional because you need to see what I'm doing. Okay, the single crochet. This wool is so nice to use. It goes together so well. Now, this tail's a little bit long now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop it off. Just about there, because we don't want it on a corner. Okay, because it has a habit of sticking its little tongue out at you going, no, do you remember me? You didn't cut me off. Well, we've done it already, sunshine. Okay, single crochet all the way across. Okay, just like that. Now this one, I'm going to jump straight into this corner with a, you got it, a single crochet. Okay, the same way, I'm just going to keep that in there nice and tidy. So there's one single crochet, and there's 2 single crochets. Okay, now we need 2 chains, okay, for these corners, because they're a little bit of a smaller stitch, they need more of a space to spin round. Okay, 2 single crochets, 1, come out, and 2. Okay, now we're going to go all the way across again with a single crochet for our little border. I hope you are all enjoying this as much as I am. It's quite good to pass on something that you know to people. It sort of keeps the tradition going, doesn't it? We'll, close to Halloween and Christmas as well, we'll do some decorations, icicles and snowmen, Santa heads. Oh, so much fun when it comes up to the silly seasons. And it's a lot cheaper to make your own than buy. Into this corner, so 2 single crochets, 1, 2, chain 2, because it's your corner, remember. Okay, go back in, 2 single crochets. I'm doing these a little bit faster now because I know you've, all right, oh dear, I did a triple crochet. You great Wally. What am I like? Told you, everybody makes mistakes. Oh dear me. Okay, so now we're going to go into the top of these. Okay, with our single crochets. Okay, the top of each of these little V's. So much fun. Nearly there. See how quick this pattern comes together though. It's good, isn't it? Okay. Hang on, what am I doing now? Okay, straight into that one. Oh, dear me, dear me. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. If I'd have gone into there, I'd have made an extra stitch and it would have been all wobbly and wonky, so I always miss that last stitch out. Okay. 1 and 2. Okay. Then all the way across. There you go. All the way across. Single crochets. just for a little border. Any colour you want. But like I said, I'm doing this to go with the samples. Just like you can as well if you want. You know, so that we can do that little blanket that I said we was going to be doing. With all these bits and pieces that we've put together. Okay, now we've already done our first in there. So we're going to go up 2. Oh, 1, sorry, and into that top one. Okay, there you go. Cut it off. Pull it through. There you go. Like flat. And pull your corner square. And there you go. You've actually made a granny square. How accomplished do you feel after you do something like that? It's really good. I've just got a bit of a mess going on there. What's going on? But we can sort that out. Needle through, hook it back, and there it goes. Okay. Boom. Look at that. Look. That's the front. Okay. And there's your little granny square. Okay. And don't forget what I said, you can carry on doing your granny square. Keep on coming up. As long as you do 2 clusters of 3 with a 1 between, you can carry on as much as you want, or you can make them like this. And then you can stitch them all together. Okay. So there you go. Well done, guys. You've done your granny square. So keep practicing. Keep up the amazing work that you're doing. Have fun. We all get frustrated, remember. And hopefully you've enjoyed my little natter and crochet tutorial. And I shall see you next time. Okay, cheerio for now, my loves.